Hey, what's up? It's Adam Smith from the CommanderSmiths, and it is Proxy Time. This week, working on Worldly Tutor. Now, actually, I've done this work before. I've done a alt art of Yoda. I've done a bunch of the tutors with Yoda. This time, I'm going to be working with Gandalf, because I talked about that a couple weeks ago on my last alt art with the, deflecting SWAT. So this week, working on Worldly Tutor. I'm going to show you some cool things. I think this one's going to really turn out pretty sweet. Stick around because it's Proxy Time. All right, guys, working on Worldly Tutor today with a little Gandalf alt art. So this is the Gandalf I'm going to use for Worldly Tutor. Kind of fits perfect for what I want to do here. The funny thing is here, I do want to show the art that I wanted to use. I would really, it kind of fits perfectly with this, and I wanted to use this one. But as you can see, this has that old border. And what's difficult with that is editing out, because I like to have the boxes. I don't have the skill level to do that. I have done that before where all you have is the old border, not separated, and I've had to do some funky things. I don't like the way personally how that looks. I know there are others that really dig this old border stuff. So I worked with the new Worldly Tutor that came out, and that's just the one we're going to go with. And it doesn't matter about the picture. We're just using the outline of this. So here we go, highlighting everything here in the box, and see how this makes it very easy. Well, this would be easy regardless of which one we're using. But the next part where we do the types is the part that would be a little difficult with using the old border. I have a Lifeline proxy that I made. There isn't a video for that one. It was before I started doing Proxy Time videos. And a cool image, cool everything, and I couldn't use the old art because it was so old. There isn't a good quality one, so I had to kind of make up my own. It turned out pretty nice, but I just don't like the border of that. You have to do funky things with it. And like I said, I'm self-taught with this stuff, and I'm sure somebody that has more knowledge of all that could do something a lot different. But this is how I do it. I'd rather use these text boxes. It's a lot easier to do these. All right, so let's get this. That's probably taking a little too much. You know what I'm going to do instead? Want that corner. Man, it's grabbing too much there. So I really want this to be a little bit more smooth, because then it's a lot less editing. But man, it just keeps grabbing that whole thing. Whatever. We're going to grab the whole thing. Whatever. A little frustrating that it's not doing what I want there, but this just, I'll edit it once it gets over there. All right, everything else is there. We don't see any lines moving there, nothing moving there. Okay, copy it. Let's bring it over to our Gandalf. As you know from a couple videos ago with deflecting SWAT, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd. I've watched, obviously, all the movies. It's in my college days, I have passed out to the Fellowship of the Ring probably about 40 times. So I've made it through half of Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, probably 40 times, and then I've watched the movie in its entirety. I'm probably in the 20s range. I know that's kind of a lot. And then I've read the books, and by read, I mean I listened to them on tape, or on CD, I should say. I would sound really old if I say tape. On CD, I've listened to all those. So I have my knowledge of Lord of the Rings. I just love it. And up until Game of Thrones, this would have been, and Game of Thrones is different. It's not a movie, it's a series, but that's the kind of stuff I like. And so up until that point, I think if I had to choose between the two, I really like how Game of Thrones is. I don't know. It'd be a toss-up. I think Lord of the Rings is still my baby, and then Game of Thrones would be number two. And I'm sure that's why you guys came here, is to listen to my Lord of the Rings talk. Okay, so what the idea is here, what I think I want to do with this Gandalf art is, see this smoke. I kind of want to use this kind of going through the text box. So we're going to want his face to be there so we can see the pipe. We'll have the pipe come down like that. We'll have his hand here. Actually, I think we'll have his hand here as well, because we can kind of get rid of this stuff here. and we'll keep the beard stuff there. So it's going to drop behind, and we're going to make this pipe come in front of the text box. So it's going to come right in the front. I think that'll work out pretty good. Okay, so first things first, let's stamp that background. And then we're going to need to jump back onto this. Like I said, I know we want his hands to come through, so let's just start with that. I got everything in its right spot, so let's get that arm. So I think the smoke is going to be kind of the fun thing, because they're going to use that that tool, the not crisp, the gradient tool, so you can kind of... well, I don't even know what this is. I think it's a leaf. What is that? I can't even tell what this is, but we're going to bring it out. Oh, too much there. So let's bring that down a little bit so I can get a little more precise on that. Dang it. There we go. Okay. And really what I should be doing is zooming in a little bit more. And let's get that. See, I don't want that black to come through, so I just want it right on the line. That's pretty good. And we're going to get his arm a little bit closer. All right, that's good. That's good. So the easiest thing to do is kind of highlight it, you know, or outline it, not highlight it. Outline your outermost part of the picture. So that's the pipe there. So we're going to outline his finger. Comes to there. We'll outline this one. Yeah, so I haven't done Worldly Tutor in a long time. Like I said, I have the Yoda version of this. You can check that out. Not a Proxy Time video, but if you wanted to check it out and see how those turned out, you can go to Twitter with the hashtag Proxy of the Week. We've done hundreds of these, so you're going to have to kind of search through it, and it's early on when I did that one. But you can check that out. I did all the tutors with the Yodas, which was kind of cool. All right, so I think that's good. Might get a little bit of highlighted there. Kind of do the same up there. Okay, I zoom out just to kind of check it out. All right. So next is, not sure if I want to do the staff or not yet. Now we know we want the pipe to come through. So let's start at the bottom and get it here till we have to bring it smaller. Let's shrink that up a bit. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty sweet. And I'm not sure if I want that whole text box to be gone above. We'll see here in a sec. Okay. Let me just see how this looks when we bring it like that. So yeah, it'd be like a, where's that pipe coming from? So you're definitely going to have to do something with this up here. And I think the best thing to do will be just to eliminate that up to where his hair is. Come to right here. So it's like he's coming over the front of that. But we have the smoke over here. So let's touch up the smoke first. Let's move over there. So we're going to do the fuzzies. I don't even know what the technical term is, and I'm not even going to try to pretend like I know or even look it up. So I'm going to bring the opacity down a little bit. So we're going to kind of make smoke here. Fall along that smoke line. Oh, you know, I want to bring this down so I can see it a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So you're bringing it up there. It's going to his mouth. I'm going to bring it up there. And it's really all up in here. So I kind of almost want to keep that there because then it really gives that feel of smoke there. So I don't know if I want to erase it all the way to his hair there. Maybe I do. Let's see if we bring this over here. I'm just holding it down. I'm not doing the click thing. I do want his mouth to come through there. Maybe to where the smoke comes in. That'd just be weird though, because then he's partially in front of it. You don't want to do that. That'd just be goofy. So let's bring this all the way up. We know we want at least this side to where his hair is. There we go. Now I'm going to just stop here and check it out because I want to see how it looks. I know I'm not going to stay right here with it like this because that just looks funny, but I do like how this is coming through over there. All right, getting rid of that, getting rid of that. Let's zoom out a little bit. And let's bring this up. Okay. So you see how this looks pretty solid coming through like that. We're going to need to continue it over here. Maybe to where this smoke is, I think is probably our good spot to stop. Or we could even come to here and have the text box come back in because that looks like where his hair stops. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do. But we'll start with the first spot where I know we want to get to. So we know we want to go from here to there. Let's get rid of this. Up until the smoke. All right. Yeah, and I'm going to probably do a lot more of these. I know it's hard because I'm a huge fan, and I understand not everybody's a huge fan of Lord of the Rings. You should be, but so I don't want to do all these, all of a sudden go through all these. But we're going to be having this set come out here soon in the next year or so. So it'd be kind of cool to keep on. Yeah, I think I need to go all the way there. That just looks kind of funny to stop there. So we're going to go to where his hair is like that, but then have the text box come back in so that smoke really does play a role in it. So you can actually see that. Okay. I like how that looks. So his hair stops about there. So we need to get rid of it down there. And we're going to get a little bit of the smoke going there, taking over that text box. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, this one I knew was going to be kind of a cool one to do. All right, so let's zoom out, make sure. And what I'm trying to decide is, do we just stick with the one arm holding the pipe and that's our main thing? Because then it gives the dimension. You have this staff behind. Because if we bring this to the front, we definitely are going to have to bring it over the instant part. We might be fine with it just staying like that. So I know I also want to get his hat. So let's get that while we're there. And I do need to edit out that bottom part of... I'm still in the fuzzy stuff, and that actually kind of works with how this background is and how his hat is. It's a little fuzzy anyways. It doesn't need to be a crisp line. Now, I am going to change it to a crisp line. No, I don't even need to change it to a crisp line here. I'll show you why. Because what we're going to do is... Oh, yeah, I had this in oval. I was editing something earlier. We want to go to square. So we're going to go boom and just get that line crisp. Well, you don't have to. If you have a box, you don't have to be all precise with it, but that gets rid of it right there. All right. Deselect it. Okay. That looks good. And that looks good. We're at 65 opacity. That looks pretty solid. I just kind of want to see what it looks like really quick. What happens? I'm not going to do it like precise. I just want to see how it does when you're bringing it in front. We bring that. I'm just going to quickly paint this in. We get his hand here and there. And coming across like so. So I can get an idea of what this is going to look like. Zoom out. Okay. That looks pretty cool. I think we have to do it. It almost looks like he's hugging the text box. Okay, so let's redo it. We are going to... I think we're going to get precise lines here. Let's change to that. And let's start from the top. So this adds a little bit more time, but that's okay. I think this is going to look really sweet. It's funny because as I've been doing these Proxy Time videos, I'm trying to make them not as long so that people don't get, you know, I've had those ones that have been an hour long, and I can understand that gets a little, a little too much. So I try to make these around 20 minutes or lower. That's what I've been shooting for lately, just so that you can kind of get an idea of how this works and what I'm doing here. But it's like, where am I going with this whole thing that I'm saying? So I used to, like, if I'm doing this without even recording anything, you know, I'll take a lot longer because I'll just fiddle around with things a little bit more. What the hell is that? I think that's, yeah, it's his thumb coming around. It's wrapping around it. We need to bring this down so I can see a little bit more what the hell I'm doing. Okay. So yeah, good thing that was his finger there. This is another one. So it would be a lot different if before I started doing the Proxy Time videos, I would probably spend a little bit more time. And then with the hiding the CommanderSmith logo thing, that adds a little bit more in, because sometimes I don't ever look into this and be like, okay, I know where this is going. I kind of do it on the fly once we're actually recording this stuff. All right, I think that is everything I want. Now let's bring that back up. What we did lose is you don't see it's an instant. People know Worldly Tutor is an instant, but look at how much better that looks with that there. And I kind of might just leave that symbol there. Maybe not. I might, you know how I always do that, take out the, you know what I also don't like very much? Is that little green right there. So let's grab this. And we're just going to get rid of that and really divide the boxes. I don't like where that was. We're going to divide those boxes. So let's get that. Get rid of that. And there's a little bit on the other side. So we're going to sneak that one out of there too. There we go. Okay. So what I wanted to do is get rid of that. Interesting thing is I kind of blocked everything out of there, so that might not be possible anymore. That's okay. We can have that symbol in there. That's fine. All right. So then what I'm going to do is let's find a spot for the logo. Don't know where it's going to go, but we're going to find a spot for it. It's kind of fun to try to figure it out sometimes. Sometimes it's frustrating as hell when you have no idea. All right. Shrink that bad boy down. Is that? Okay, it's still looking like a circle. Sometimes it catches too much of the outside and then it just looks goofy. We have leaves floating around. So why not just either have it floating around? Doesn't kind of make sense. We just might have to have it ride on a leaf. Don't know why it's riding on a leaf, but that's what it's doing. Whatever. That's where it's going, okay? I don't know where else to put it. I wish I had a clear-cut spot. I should have thought about that before I started the video, so I didn't sit here for... There's probably already a lot cut out that you guys don't even know, because there's a lot of deciding where to put that. All right, so I think that does it. I think that looks pretty sweet. Forget the CommanderSmith logo. That's just there. The card itself, this Worldly Tutor, is pretty awesome. It fits exactly with what you would think a Worldly Tutor. Gandalf, I don't know if that's what they'll do. Gandalf will have a bigger part. He'll be his own card. But I can see if they did a Worldly Tutor, Gandalf will be a perfect spot for that. All right. Well, that should do it for Proxy Time. If you like this, you can check out other Proxy Time videos. Just subscribe to the channel. We also have a couple other videos that are going out there, plus the weekly podcast. I'm Adam Smith from the CommanderSmiths. We will catch you guys next week. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye. Sega!